in the parking lot, and I got there early. And I'm noticing there's a lot of women walking into this building. And I'm thinking, like, what's going on? So I looked at the name of the building. It said, the Mary Jo Cropper Institute. The receptionist gives me a form to fill out. So I sit down, but now I'm looking at the questions. And they start asking me, how many pregnancies did I have? Who's my gynecologist? When was my last period? And I'm thinking, like, I can't fill out any of these questions.
Steve related to me how difficult it was when he was going through his treatments. I mean, number one, it's not easy to tell people that as a man you have breast cancer. And then number two, they don't really have facilities and et cetera that are there for men who are going through breast cancer.
And I said, what can I do to help other men out there? How can I be a voice for them and be their support?
His compassion, though, led him to start his own foundation, and he called it Protect the Pecs. And it's a foundation to inform other men that, yes, they can get breast cancer and that they can be treated and be restored to better health through that process. So he's very compassionate about it with other men. I know he's spoken around the country, he's been on other shows, so his message is getting out there.
I actually knew Steve before I knew Steve. He was honored at the Reds game, so I took note of it because it was a man with breast cancer, which I had rarely ever heard of before. I really admired the fact that he actually talks about it and he didn't try to hide it.
What I think is so unique about what Steve did is he did something that no one else in our community did, which was bring awareness to men's breast cancer. That took a lot of courage to share his own story to help other men that have breast cancer.
So what I do at Friend for Life Cancer Support Network is, part of my job at least, is searching for volunteers that are cancer survivors or caregivers, and those folks provide support to people going through a similar diagnosis. Steve is a wonderful volunteer of ours and really provides hope to those that are dealing with the same diagnosis that he has been through.
Steve's just a great role model of discovery and pursuing a passion after having his surgery, and I think he's just a great role model. Mary Jo was that way too. She was so full of life, and that's the way I see Steve. He's funny, he has a sense of humor about all that he's been through, so he has to be inspiring for other people. My only regret is that he never met Mary Jo.
Recently, I talked to a young man, he's in his 30s. He was in a really dark spot in his life. And I told him, it's like, look, I'm like, there's gonna be some dark times in your life, but there's people out there that love you and want to help you along the way.
Him doing that has touched a number of other lives, drawn attention, and given men an opportunity to share their stories, to feel comfortable having breast cancer.
He's been there, he's done that. He's very open and caring and empathetic and can really just walk alongside you as you go through your journey with cancer.